Hey folks, it's Nate. Thanks for joining me once again as we look to the horizon, bringing you the weekly writing vlog. I did not get as much done as I hoped this week. I have committed to doing a little bit of the theater with the local theater group that I work with, and I had two rehearsals this week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they eat up most of the evening. And I was just struggling to get caught up on other projects in between here and there. So yeah, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. I did get a little bit of editing done. I spent a lot of time on collaborative projects this week. Um, again, I didn't want to spend as much time on them as I did, but I wanted to get them done and return to my collaborators so that they could, give feedback on it. I guess I I do have a tendency, once I get into a project, to become really heavily committed to it, and I can eat up more time than I originally wanted to budget to it. So it really has more to do with the patterns I work through, and what it takes for me to deliver what I really want to other people. So yeah, it's an interesting thing, committing to multiple stories at once. That is something I like to do. I have said before, I like to have multiple projects in the works so I can move back and forth between them. That's one of the ways I overcome writer's block. Is if I can't make progress with one writing project, I will switch to another. I try not to have them all on the same stage of writing. So I like to have stuff in the outline stage, in the writing stage, and in the editing stage constantly, so I can switch between those different modes of writing. But I think if I were to try and write two manuscripts at the same time, um, it would be more difficult because the voices of various characters and the tones of various stories would become very overlapped in my mind. So while I do think it's important for my preferred way to work to have different projects ongoing, so I can beat writer's block by moving on to something else, I try not to have them in the same stage of development. And one of the downsides of doing collaborative projects is they're just in whatever stage they need to be in when they have to be in those stages. Like, I don't have as much control over that. I can't say, well, I'm going to shelve this outline now that I'm done outlining it, and I'll wait to start actually writing it once I'm done with my next project. I don't have that luxury with a collaborative project because I have to respect other people's time, and it's a big part of collaboration. Respecting what other people are committing and investing into the project. So I don't have as much wiggle room there. And it did wind up this week, unfortunately, eating more writing time than I had hoped it would. So, what am I going to do next week? I think, since I have almost finished the outline for the Gospel According to Earth, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take um, Friday specifically to try and draft the first chapter of the Gospel According to Earth. And then for the rest of the week, I'm going to continue to work on editing Burning Bright, and that is going to be my goal for this week. So that gives me concrete time slot for the new project that I'm working on. At the same time, I don't have quite as much. I'm not as committed to other projects this week, so I think I should be able to do a lot more editing this week, and get maybe all the way past the halfway mark and to the 3/4 mark. That's really where I'd like to be by the end of this week. Who knows? Maybe I will really hit a roll. I'll be able to focus in, and I can get all the way to the end. That would be great. But I don't. I'm not super optimistic that that's how things are going to work out. Still, I'm in a pretty good place. Again, I have still 5 weeks of banked essay videos, essay posts to put up on my blog, and then a week off before I have to get down to the nitty gritty of actually posting the Gospel According to Earth. So I think I can get a good amount of that down and ready to go out before I actually need to start posting it still. So I'd say I'm in a pretty good place. Not the ideal place, not where I really want to be, especially as regards posting Burning Bright. But I have been looking into some of the formatting I need to do for that as well to make it go through the publishing process correctly. So there's a lot of moving parts there, and far more than I originally anticipated. And I anticipated a decent number of them, but still far more than I originally anticipated. So yeah, it is a lot of balls in the air at once, and I will try and keep track of them and get that out. Probably not, definitely not by the end of the month, but maybe by the middle of next month. Right now, before the end of May is my revised goal, just based on the way everything has been going, and I think it's still attainable. Hopefully, we can do that without too many hangups. Anyway, that's all I've got for you this week. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. There's a like button and a subscribe button down there. You can use those as you see fit, and I'll talk to you later.